Footy Prime. I'm not sure what day it is because we recorded this on Thursday.
Doesn't matter.
It might not drop today. It might drop on Friday. It might drop on Saturday. It's not going to be dated because it's an international window, and that's good. Although the US is playing Korea on Saturday, so it will drop before then because obviously our boy Sonny is the hot thing in North American soccer these days, and enjoyed his first home game actually, but a few days ago. And it was incredible. Wait, you're putting your finger up. Oh, your shirt there, your Sunny shirt.
Jersey.
That's right.
I'm jumping on both trains, the Mueller train and the Sunny train.
He's a purist, is
and the Footy Prime train, of course.
It's about the grassroots when it comes to Wonga and soccer, that's for sure.
Counselor, you're a bit slutty.
Yes. Easy but not cheap.
You know who's not slutty? Our guest today.
That's the tagline.
It's the great Cara Lang. Hey, Cara.
Hi, guys. What a compliment.
Yeah, isn't it?
That's
Our last time on Footy Prime. It's Cara Lang.
It's the kind of compliment we give Dubs and should be offended by it. So I think Cara can handle this. Anyway, how's life in LA treating you, Cara?
It's lovely. It's wonderful. It's really nice.
You were there at the game last week when
I was.
How crazy was that?
It was wild. The moment you walked into the parking lot and I walked up to the media credential line and it was like across the parking lot. I've never seen that before. And I mean, even when Messi came into town or the Club America game, those were crazy games with crazy attendance and so much international media. But I have never had to wait in line that long for my media credential. And then when I walked in,
because you're usually a VIP, that's why.
Exactly. Because they know I'm not slutty. But then
sluts, not sluts.
Is there a signpost?
Yes.
Good.
One line's always open.
Then I walked in and the line for the team store was through the team store around the concourse 2 hours before the game. I'm like, I don't know what you guys think you're getting. There's not going to be anything left by the time you get into that store. But that was 2 hours before the game. And just like the buzz in the stadium was wild. And the amount of people sitting in their seats an hour and a half before game time, like in LA, that's crazy because it is tough to get into the stadium. You have diehard fans missing the first 10 minutes of the match because of traffic normally. So that was really cool to see, just sitting in the press box, watching the stadium fill up so quickly. And then just the noise the entire game, like from start to finish. I mean, it's always loud with the 32-52. They do such a good job of keeping it loud, but just the entire stadium was loud from the beginning. And you could hear like audible gasps every time something like would happen, or if it was like a near miss. And there were a lot of them for LAFC. And that's partly why it was so disappointing, because just the way the stadium would have erupted had anybody scored, but especially had Son scored, it felt like a very, very big missed opportunity for a number of reasons for LAFC. It just was not the dream debut that they were hoping for Son.
John Thornton said that at the present time, the Sun jersey is the highest selling jersey in the world.
Yeah.
Right now. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not. Actually, I'd expect it, quite honestly, just seeing what we've seen so far, I suppose. But it just shows the draw of this guy.
It's pretty wild. I mean, you see them all over town already. And that's even with them having sold out so quickly. So I don't think everybody knew this was going to be huge, but I think it's shocked a lot of people just how huge it is. It was a different vibe. Like I said, I've seen that for Messi, but what was so different about this one was it was all home fans. Like to have that kind of feeling when it's not just a bunch of outsiders showing up, buying tickets at, elevated prices from fans. This was LAFC fans, or new and old, a lot of new, but the fact that they were all there cheering for the home team in that way, and that the superstar showing up is an LAFC player, was pretty different to see.
Do you think they underestimated, Cara, what the impact that, I mean, everybody knew there was going to be an impact, but they've sold out of jerseys. I mean, the dark ones anyway. I think the white ones are going to be sold out soon too. YouTube following is up massively. 70% of the new followers apparently are from South Korea.
Yeah.
Like, so they're really expanding. I think Apple's also advertised the Apple.
They announced a Korean radio deal at the stadium. Like they're airing the games here on radio in Korean. So I mean that just goes to show like the local interest as well as obviously the worldwide interest. I know like some of the LAFC podcasts are like tripling and quadrupling in numbers just from him signing, and so many of the comments on everything are all in Korean now, and their things are being dubbed over and in like and then like I know that there's a podcast here, they had an issue where it was translated into Korean, it was like ripped and translated into Korean and then retranslated back into English with different voices, which I found hilarious. And then they were like, well, and it's got like millions of views, but it's like not our product anymore because it's been ripped. So that was pretty interesting. But I'm sure LAFC crunched the numbers and they had a pretty good idea, but I don't think that they could have even explained it to people beforehand or as it was happening, like, guys, this is going to be this big. Because I just don't think people could have grasped it. I mean, this is the biggest signing in MLS since Messi. And in a number of ways, I'd say bigger just for the impact that it is having worldwide. And probably the most money anybody's going to spend on anyone for a while.
It's weird. I mean, I think there's 51 million people in Korea. It's not a huge country.
Yeah, but when every single one of them is a Son fan, then it...
And why is that though, Cara? Is it because there aren't that many global superstars? And I wouldn't even call him a global superstar. He's a very, very good player. Don't get me wrong, but he's not upper echelon.
Yeah, I think that's part of it, but I think it's his personality. I mean, he is just so endearing. For me, as a soccer fan, somebody who loves the game, part of what I loved watching about him was the way he plays. Like, he is a rookie fighting for a starting position in that lineup from the beginning to the end of the game. Like, the effort that he was putting forth was not something you see from a superstar. Like, it was so refreshing to see that. And the way he celebrates with his teammates. I mean, Denny Bouanga scored that first goal for LAFC, and the long drawn out hug between Son and Denny Bouanga, like, it was just so genuine. And I think everybody can feel that, and everybody loves him for that reason. So I mean, obviously he's a very good player, 127 goals in the Premier League. That's massive, especially for a player now in MLS. So, I mean, he's a superstar for that reason, but I think it's also, he's just the whole package. And the way he was so disappointed with that loss. I mean, I get it. It was all about him that night. So of course he's going to feel the pressure, and he's going to feel the duty to perform because all of those people showed up to see him. But I just think that he said when he got here, like, I'm here to win. And so it was obvious how disappointed he was with that loss, and especially for it being his home debut.
Do you feel that he's transformed the squad with that professionalism, with that work ethic, giving the younger players a sense of what it takes to maybe not reach the heights that he has because of the talent and the skill that's attached to that work ethic, but that the squad is recognizing what it maybe takes? And like, stylistically, they're sitting fifth in the West right now. Like, just projecting forward, like, maybe if Giroud was the cautionary tale, Son is the complete opposite of that, right? So like, what do you think he offers the squad moving forward in terms of how they can obtain success on the pitch as well in terms of results?
Yeah, well, I mean, this season it's an uphill battle. They need to be in that fourth spot in the West desperately. They're not a very good team on the road. Even with Son, they gave up more points than they earned on the road in those first 3 away games with him. So, and it's going to be tough. It's probably unlikely that they get another home game, which also is very unfortunate because the home fans are not really, unless they, make it super far, they're probably not going to have a chance to see Son at home. So it's disappointing for that reason, but also disappointing just because they're not a great road team and they need those home games. But I think what he brings to the table on top of just being a phenomenal player is, you saw it with David Martinez. So David Martinez is a young Venezuelan player who's been in and out of the starting lineup. So much promise, so much potential, but you can lose him. He's that guy who you never know what you're going to get on the day. And he doesn't love to track back. He doesn't love to press 100% of the time. And he was lights out for that first half. He is the one who provided that assist to Denny Bouanga. And you just saw a different type of work rate. And instantly, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, that's the Son effect. You know, it's rubbing off on him. And there's, as well as Nathan Ordaz, I mean, he didn't have the best performance when he came in for David Martinez. I think he may have a head injury. Martinez and Nathan Ordaz, the other young player, homegrown player, actually came in and didn't provide much of a better option. But I foresee that being the case with him as well. Just the work ethic. I mean, what an asset to have your best player on the team also being your hardest working. I mean, what a great example. And somebody who has played at the level that he's played at, scored the type of goals that he's scored, but he's still putting in that work ethic. I think it's just an amazing example. And then also that desire to win. I don't know if LAFC has seen a guy who wants to win that badly since Carlos Vela. So they've needed that. You know, Denny Bouanga wants it. He's very intense. But he's a little bit more of a selfish player. He wants it for himself, I think, more than the rest of the team, whereas Son clearly wants it for the team. He's just as happy for everybody else when they score as he would be if it was him, if not happier. And he even brought two players together and was like, now you hug. Like he celebrate together. And I was just like, wow, like this is just such a huge asset for any team. But especially a team that's going to be up against it heading into the playoffs.
Cara, just so you know, Denny Bouanga texted me 2 seconds ago the exact same thing about you. All in it for yourself. No, not a team player. Just so you know, he feels the same way.
Fair. That's fair. He doesn't love criticism, so I'm sure he was.
No, does he not? He's one of those, is he?
Just kidding.
Bristol.
No. No.
How has Mathieu Choinière fit into the side there, with Sonny obviously overshadowing that transfer? Yeah,
big time, right? He wasn't great in that game against San Diego. I would have liked to see more. I thought maybe this would definitely be his chance, especially after having scored that goal off the assist from Son in, I think, Son's first game. I was like, ooh, are we going to see a little bit of a partnership here? So I was hoping to see more against San Diego. I think the midfield in general struggled a little bit. It's hard to see because you've got a guy like Marky Delgado in the midfield as well, who was a part of the winning team last season. And he's just seems to be struggling a little bit with LAFC. I think it's more less about him and more about what he's being asked to do. It's just a very, I think, unfamiliar. He's being asked to stay home, Delgado himself. And I don't think that that's where he thrives. And as far as Choinière, I'm just not sure that he has found his spot either. And I'm not sure that he will under Steve Cherundolo. It's just so hard to say at this point because there will be a new coach next season and likely a new coach with a very different playing style. I mean, Cherundolo's playing style is very specific and what he asks his players to do is very specific. And I'm not even sure that it's the best style for a guy like Son. I mean, we know it wasn't the best style for a guy like Giroud. They're not the same type of player, but LAFC is not the best at finding strikers. That's not their bread and butter. They definitely didn't create an environment for Giroud to strive, who is now, having no issue finding the back of the net at Lille. So I don't think that that's going to be the case with Son, but I do think that with a new coach and a new system, Choinière might fit in better, and you will see that more of a partnership between those two, and Choinière will be able to feed Son a little bit more. But it wasn't his best performance, definitely.
Cherundolo's going back to Germany, right? Or at least back to Europe.
Yeah, he's already got a job back in Germany. It's a weird situation just because he did announce he was leaving in April and then they kept him on. I think they probably should have found somebody in time for the Club World Cup. I mean, that's a tall task, but finding somebody before the Club World Cup was probably the best way to go. And then moving on from there, especially with Son coming in. But I also think the silver lining is that now they've got an entire off season to find somebody, probably with input from Son, somebody that is going to help him thrive and help the rest of this team thrive. Because
Big Ange.
I know that was exciting. That was a rumor, but I liked it. I liked it. I think Postecoglou coming in would have been. I mean, maybe there's still a chance. I think you can't hire somebody without Son signing off on it. So, I mean, it seems like it would be a great option. But that would mean they'd have to change their entire, like, top to bottom. They'd have to overhaul everything because the current roster and the current playing style would not work for him. So you'd see a complete overhaul.
Going back in Spurs managers that Son played under, who he liked everyone because his son, right?
Yeah, exactly. Everyone. And everyone liked him, I'm sure. So.
Yeah. Jose Mourinho's available.
Yeah, well, there were talks, but I mean, that would be so exciting. But like, what happens if he leaves like 3 weeks in and then I could see him being like, oh yeah, LA's cool, but peace out. Like, not for me.
Like an Eric Ten Hag type situation. 3 games in and he gets canned, right?
Yeah. I don't know if they'd fight. They don't love firing people. Otherwise, Steve Cherundolo would have been gone halfway through the season. Right now, he's just like a sitting duck, and it's an awkward situation. It's not ideal.
Well, let me ask you, as a player, and Dubs and Craig can chime in here as well, but as a player, when you know your manager's going to be leaving, they lose something, don't they? Some kind of hold on that room. It's always a gamble keeping around the guy that's going to leave.
Yeah, I think so. I just think it's, guys are like, who am I playing to impress right now? I don't even know where I'm going to stand next year with the manager. It's a very weird situation to be in. And especially when they may have already lost respect for him just based on results. And it's their results don't really show how frustrating of a season it's been. It's been so inconsistent. And as I said, they've struggled on the road, and there've been a lot of draws and a lot of missed opportunities. I mean, the number of chances that LAFC missed in that game against San Diego FC, I mean, that could have been a completely different game had they finished their chances. But they didn't. And now they're still 5th in the West. They squandered a bunch of opportunities on the road, the 3 games before that. So it's been a trying season, and it's sort of been overshadowed by the signing of Son and how exciting that was. But at the end of the day, these are not the results that LAFC has come to expect, or that fans have come to expect from LAFC. And I think that I'm sure he may have already lost the locker room before that, and then announcing that he's leaving. It's like, what are we doing here? I think a lot of people are asking that question.
And moves are still being made, right? Like, sorry, Forrest, like Igor is Jesus, right? Who did his ACL. They bring in another Brazilian. Like, clearly the sporting director still has a vision for the future and like what type of philosophy that the club themselves want to espouse. Yeah. So do you think Cherundolo, when that was announced back in April, was that because of the poor results up until that point? Do you think his hand was forced by the organization? No, at all?
No, I think it's a personal decision. I mean, there have been calls for Dolo out for like the past 2 years. That's been a big thing at this club. In fact, during the game against San Diego on the weekend, the 3252 started chanting Dolo out. So it's been, I think part of it was he was planning to leave anyways. He didn't want to hear any more people complaining for him to leave. And it was more like guys, don't worry, I'm out of here at the end of the season. But I just think that puts everybody in a weird situation. But I also think that nothing should be stopping John Thorrington from finding a new coach in that. Like, he doesn't need to keep him on. Like, I think there's a loyalty thing there. There could also have been, he wanted to see how the chips were going to fall if they were going to land Son or somebody else, another big name player. Because I think it is important to find a coach that match. I think, as you said, Giroud was a cautionary tale. They could have done a lot more with Giroud, and it just wasn't the right fit. So I think it was the opportunity to secure Son came up, and then maybe it was, we need to take our time in finding the right coach, because we can't have a Giroud 2.0. So it's not, I wouldn't necessarily say that they're going to mail it in the rest of the season and look towards next year, because it's MLS. You never know what can happen. Mm-hmm. Everybody makes the playoffs, and then from there, it's kind of a bit of a gamble. So I don't think like all hope is lost for this season, but, and you can, as you said, Thornton is making a lot of new signings. So he's still finding replacements for all the guys that have been injured. I mean, that's a big loss. Igor Jesus is kind of the fulcrum in that midfield. He's a mainstay, somebody who Cherundolo has relied on all season. So that's a big loss. And Ryan Hollingshead being out for the last match, I mean, he'll be right back. That was yellow card accumulation. But the team is thin in a lot of ways. So John Thornton has had his work cut out for him, and he's still been trying to build the team as much as he can. But I think the number one thing will be finding the new coach and it being the right fit.
Do the fans have an expectation that this team, because of Son, that they can win this championship this year?
I don't think so. Maybe some of the new fans might. Right. I know that you could feel a sense of disappointment after that game. A lot of the comments from a lot of the new fans being like, what is this league? Who are these refs? Like I think it was a little bit of a shock, especially because that wasn't the best performance from LAFC. They definitely underperformed. So, as I said, not the best debut, and unfortunate because it was like, this was when LAFC was going to share their team with the world, and they kind of fell flat on their face. So I think there's just the assumption from some of the new fans that because it's Son and he is their hero, that why wouldn't this team win the championship? But I think a lot of the other fans are a lot more realistic.
I love it when fans who follow a player, not a team, jump to a brand new league and then start criticizing that league.
Yeah,
like, look exactly in the mirror. Are you really a fan? Or are you just a fanboy of a certain celebrity? Right? It's like watching movies. Oh, wow, Brad Pitt's in the new movie. Gonna watch that. Right? It's crazy. Hey, Craig, you know what they could do? They could hire a manager, right? And he could sit in the stands for the next couple of months to learn about the team.
The old observation.
Yeah. Before taken to the sidelines and actually coaching. Just an option. Don't know if that'll work out in LA. Cara, any thoughts on career against the US? Obviously, Pochettino has he's made some kind of odd selections, people think, but they're also saying this is his last chance to really experiment. He's going to get back to who he knows is going to be in this squad for the next window. Do you believe that? Or is it just Poch being Poch?
Yeah, I don't know if I believe that. I think the experimentation is necessary. I mean, it's cutting it a little close to the World Cup, but I think that's the position that they're in. So, I mean, I'm not mad about it. Not that I'm cheering for the US, but like, I'm not surprised that he would experiment at this point. But no, I don't, not a ton of thoughts. I'm curious to see the result. And I know exactly the backlash that they're going to face if it's a disaster. So I'll be waiting for that.
Are you disappointed that he didn't include Son in the roster?
Yeah.
Huge. Not even a start. Not a whiff of a start.
Oh my gosh.
There'll be so much confusion when he gets on the pitch for Korea. When the section
wait a minute.
Like, what?
Yeah. Hey,
USA. What?
I thought he was on our team. Yeah, no.
Before you go, Cara, I don't know if Sharm has any other questions or anybody else, but I need to know, did you fix your fan in your bedroom?
No.
Is it fixed?
Guys, I have to buy a new fan. It's
it's been 4 weeks. You know that.
No, it's been like 2 years.
That thing's never getting fixed.
We'll move before that thing gets fixed. My head.
We all have in our minds how former, great athletes.
How they run their life.
Yeah.
She's opening up.
Use me as an example.
And it's like they can't get their fans fixed. That's like my house. That's amazing.
I'm the one
not
who
a slut.
use the
hammer. And not a slut.
Yeah, don't forget that.
Hey, at least Cara like has fans.
Yeah. Do you even have a fan?
Yeah.
Do we? No. Oh, sorry, I've got central air conditioning.
I don't. We don't need it because we have a breeze from the beach.
Oh,
yeah, that's the flex.
Oh, that's a good resort. I like that. Cara, thank you so much, Charlie.
Thanks, guys. Good to see you.
You're the best. Thanks, Cara.
Bye.
That is Cara Lang. She knows a little thing or two about LAFC, huh?
Yes, she does. I'm kind of disappointed that she didn't wear green today, though, because a lot of the Sun fans called her the Green Lady. She'll be the blue lady now.
The green lady. By the way, Michael Bradley will be honored before the match on Saturday between the States and Korea.
Really?
Yeah. And so he should. 151 caps for the US. 48 as captain. He was a great player for the States. He got hammered at times unfairly, I think, because that's one guy that always gave it and put everything in. And we saw that in Toronto and some really great teams, and towards the end, some not so great teams. So good for Michael Bradley. Hopefully in New Jersey, all those tens of thousands of Korean fans will at least give him some love.